Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Hello, and welcome to the Intel Brief. Today is Wednesday, 25 June. I'm your host, Daniel, and today we're going to talk about the first US intelligence report on the effectiveness of US strikes on the Iranian nuclear program, Trump casting doubt over NATO again ahead of the NATO summit, and ISIS-linked group behind mass child kidnappings in Mozambique. So firstly, a preliminary US intelligence assessment reportedly found that Iran's nuclear program has only been set back a few months following US strikes on Iran's key nuclear facilities, according to Reuters. According to the assessment, Tehran would be able to restart its nuclear program within months, they said, citing three unnamed sources familiar with the matter. This assessment is at odds with US President Donald Trump's assertion that the US strikes fully obliterated Iran's nuclear program. The damage assessment was first reported by CNN, which asked the White House for comment, with the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying that the alleged assessment was flat out wrong. Trump has denied the news on his Truth Social platform. In a post written in capital letters, he described CNN as fake news, writing that the report aimed to demean one of the most successful military strikes in history. He maintained that Iran's nuclear sites are now completely destroyed. So what? It's pretty scary to see how US intelligence has become so politicized and is used by both sides. One thing about government intelligence is that it should be apolitical and it should just provide assessments to the government of the day. This kind of shit about, assessments being leaked to the press, it's just not good. It's not good for anyone. It's not good for the current administration's trust in their intelligence community. It's not good for the intelligence departments, because they're going to start getting alienated if the current government doesn't trust them, and we're just going to see more chaos. However, on the assessment of that the Iranian nuclear program isn't that destroyed, fuck knows. It's probably likely that US intelligence has some human sources that could get some pretty good information out, but it's probably too early to know how badly damaged it was, unless, of course, the strikes were ineffective. That's probably the main takeaway. But yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. And if the nuclear program is still up and running, it's highly likely that you'll see Israel start talking about it in the coming weeks and months and possibly go back to strikes. So, yeah, we'll see. Next, US President Donald Trump has sown doubt on his commitment to NATO's core mutual defense pledge as he departed for the key summit in the Netherlands. The two-day summit, opening with a dinner hosted by the Dutch King, William Alexander, aims to reassure the US leader on defense spending commitments. Is this thing just like a big, please Trump, please be nice to us? When he was asked en route aboard Air Force One whether he remained committed to NATO's Article 5 mutual defense clause, Trump said, "It depends on your definition. There are numerous definitions of Article 5, adding that he was committed to being their friends." I mean, so what? This is pretty kind of scary. It seems more just fear-mongering from Trump to ensure that NATO countries do hold their part of the deal and they do increase their defense spending. It's highly likely that the US would support an Article 5 activation. Hopefully we don't fucking try. But yeah, it's highly likely that they would, as if they didn't, then basically any country that the US ever offers protection to would not believe them, as it's like one of the core things of European security. And if he doesn't, it's highly likely there would be a conflict in Europe pretty damn quick. So yeah, hopefully this is just more scaremongering by Trump to, make sure that Europe does spend the money that they've said they would. And lastly, the NGO Human Rights Watch on Tuesday released a report claiming that Islamic State-linked militants from the regional Islamic State terror group Al-Shabaab have kidnapped at least 120 children in Mozambique. The group says Al-Shabaab, which is not tied to the Somali terror outfit of the same name, has ramped up abductions of children. Well, that's going to be fucking confusing, isn't it? With most being used for transporting looted goods, forced labor, forced marriages, and taking part in fighting, so child soldiers. Al-Shabaab needs to spare children from... yeah, classic NGO. Needs to spare children from the conflict, the Deputy Director for Africa said, adding that recruiting children and using children under the age of 15 is particularly hostile and is a war crime. Yeah, that's kind of their point, mate. So what? Well, clearly horrific. This is just classic NGO spatting. Like, they don't care that their children in their culture, people that age, work, fight, etc. So yeah, while absolutely horrific and definitely something that AFRICOM, the US part of the military focused in Africa, could definitely help deal with, it's highly unlikely that the terror group Al-Shabaab linked to the Islamic State is going to take heed of the Deputy Director of HRW's statement and spare children from the conflict. That's just ridiculous. Sadly, due to the US's reallocation of kind of focus around the world, AFRICOM has definitely kind of fallen out of favor within the US priority levels, with the current conflicts in Ukraine, then the current conflicts in Iran and Israel. AFRICOM has definitely like fallen by the wayside. It was always kind of the neglected younger brother, but it's even more so recently. So yeah, they're probably hard pressed to be getting out and getting after these kinds of terror groups. Additionally, other like former colony countries such as France, who traditionally would help in Africa, have taken a step back following significant pushback, and then also the introduction of like Russian mercenaries, etc., to help overthrow democratically elected governments. But yeah, this is going to be an extremely challenging conflict to deal with, and something that's unlikely to change in the near term. That's been your Intel Brief for today. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you.